Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about our first flight from Sydney to Dubai on Emirates EK415, departing at a very civilised hour of 6 AM, and our stay in Dubai. Our day actually started at 2 AM. We had an Emirates Chauffeur drive booked for 3 AM, so bags were packed and ready the night before and we were ready to go. At about 2:50 I said to Mel, "I'll take the bags down, you wait for the call." As I got to the door, the phone rang, confirmation that the driver had arrived and was waiting in the driveway. Mel said, "We'll be right down." Now just to be clear, this was my chauffeur drive. Mel was travelling on a ticket paid for with Qantas points, and since 2019 Emirates stopped the chauffeur drive for flights booked with Qantas points. The chauffeur drive is one of the reasons I had paid flights, and this was a paid flight. When we got to the car, I said, "There are two of us going to the airport this morning," and braced myself for any resistance. None. The driver smiled, said good morning to both of us, loaded our bags, opened our doors and treated us like minor royalty. We were immediately comfortable. After about 40 minutes we arrived at the airport. Doors opened, bags unloaded, and just like my last holiday flying Emirates, the service still flawless. We were early, which I prefer, so we stood around looking awake and pretended this was normal behaviour. After about 20 minutes, the desk opened and I checked in. Yes, the business class desk opened first. I also asked about lounge access for Mel. We're using a pre-rehearsed script, but no, that wasn't happening. Because I was travelling business class, my baggage allowance was two 32-kilo bags. As planned, I checked both Mel's bag and mine under my allowance so they would come off the plane together in Dubai. Business and first class bags come off first, and that makes life easier. After check-in, we headed to passport control and security. Business and economy had separate lines, and despite that, Mel actually beat me through because I got swabbed. Then we were through. By this point it was close to 5 AM, so I went off to find the Emirates lounge and let Mel mill around with the peasants. Please don't crucify me, I've spent 98% of my life in economy. I ducked into the lounge for a quick shardy, leaving Mel to fend for herself. I did sneak her out a bottle of water though, I'm not a complete monster. Before I knew it, it was time to board. Unfortunately, this flight didn't board directly from the lounge, which was a bit disappointing. Last time, all my Emirates flights boarded straight from the lounge. There are plenty of YouTube videos on Emirates business and economy, so I won't bore you with our seat tours. Not long after sitting down, I was offered my first in-flight champagne. Then came the pyjamas, the amenity kit, the warm nuts. Emirates service never gets old. In my opinion, it's second to none. After takeoff, they made up my bed, I had some breakfast and, unlike last time, actually managed to get some sleep. When I woke up, I headed to the bar to get my obligatory Polaroid photo. Then went downstairs to economy to check on Mel. Before the flight, I'd used a site called Expert Flyer to see which seats were taken, and we managed to get Mel a whole row to herself. Win. After about 15 hours, we finally arrived in Dubai. As planned, I waited for Mel in the corridor between where business and economy passengers merge, and we followed everyone to the air train for immigration and baggage claim. We tried the automatic immigration gates, failed, then went to a managed desk. Super easy, very fast. By the time we reached the baggage carousel, our bags were already coming out. Perfect timing. We collected them and headed to the chauffeur drive area. I presented my passport, told them there were two of us, confirmed our destination, the Sonder Business Bay, and were pointed towards the drivers. Within minutes we were in the car and on our way. Very, very efficient service. We arrived at the Sonder around 3 PM. Check-in wasn't until 4, so we had a short wait. I'm going to give you a review on the Sonder. This was a great place to stay. It wasn't just a hotel room, it was an apartment, separate bedroom, lounge room, balcony with a table and chairs, plus a washer dryer. The price was right, the room was clean, and being on the 8th floor we had a nice view. It was about a 20-minute walk to the Dubai Mall and roughly the same to the Business Bay metro station which we were using to go back to the airport. We travelled in October, and while temperatures were in their mid to high 30s, it was manageable. Last time I stayed at the Swissôtel Al Marouge, but the price this time was just too much. The Sonder was about half the cost and much better value. Although it's twice as far from the mall and metro, which could be an issue if you're visiting in 40+ degree heat. Let me tell you what we planned to do, what we did get done and what we didn't get done. We did the Burj Khalifa. We went to the 148th floor, exactly as I remembered, exactly as I planned. Hop on, hop off, done. Dubai Mall, done. Dubai Fountain, done. The frame, we walked across the see-through floor, done. The Gold Souk and the Spice Souk, half done. I would have liked to have spent more time. The Dubai Fort, the museum was closed when we were there, unfortunately for renovations. On our last day, we checked out and walked to the Business Bay metro station, about 30 minutes. We were heading back to the airport for our first class flights to Cairo. Along the way, we asked a lovely lady for directions, and she was heading that way and told us to follow her. She even helped us buy metro tickets at the machine, asking nothing in return except conversation. A really nice moment. At the airport, we checked in and headed straight for the Emirates First Class Lounge. Walking into the Emirates First Class Lounge in Dubai feels like stepping out of the airport and into a world designed just for you. The moment you walk through the doors, the noise of the terminal disappears, replaced by calm, space and polished luxury. The lounge seemed to stretch forever, with plush leather seating, elegant golden lighting, gentle water features and charging ports everywhere. It's quick, it's easy, it's not empty, it's just intentionally calm. It almost feels like a mini airport on its own. After exploring, we started at the Champagne and Wine Bar with our moe, a perfect celebratory toast before departure. Next stop was the Timeless Spa, where we booked our complimentary 15-minute massage, an absolute surreal luxury before a flight. After that, we headed to the fine dining a la carte restaurant for lunch. There's also plenty here for families, including children's play area and lots of space to wander without feeling crowded. Once again, a little disappointing that we didn't board directly from the lounge, but hey, that's life. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Thanks.